All right, folks, buckle up, because we're diving into the wild, wacky history of cocaine by Eric Clapton. You know the one, that riff that slithers into your brain like a sneaky serpent, making you tap your foot, even if you're pretending not to notice. Da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. Yeah, that one. It's the song that's been blasted at parties, misunderstood by squares, and turned into a rock anthem that's equal parts cautionary tale and earworm. But here's the kicker. It's not even Clapton's baby. Nope. This powder keg tune started with a laid-back Oklahoma dude named J.J. Cale, who probably wrote it while sipping sweet tea on a porch swing. We're talking origins in the dusty Tulsa sound, Clapton's own roller coaster ride through the white lines of addiction, and enough cultural snowdrifts to bury a Yeti. Picture this. It's the 70s, baby. Bell-bottoms are flaring, discos lurking in the shadows, and rock gods are snorting their way through fame like it's anal-you-can-eat buffet. Clapton, fresh off his heroin haze, picks up this gem from Cale and turns it into a monster hit. But is it glorifying the nose candy or slapping it down? Spoiler, it's the latter, but good luck telling that to the PTA meetings that banned it. We'll unpack the myths, the misfires, and the mayhem. Like, what if this song was about caffeine instead? She don't lie, coffee. Nah, that'd just be a latte trouble. Huh, see what I did there? I'm addicted to these puns. Send help or more caffeine. By the end of this ride, you'll know why cocaine isn't just a track. It's a mirror to rock's reckless soul, a jab at excess, and a groove that refuses to quit. Stick around, because things are about to get powdery. And hey, if you're watching this in a cubicle, turn it up. Your boss won't mind. Or will they? Cliffhanger. Let's kick it off with the spark that lit this fire. J.J. Cale, man, what an enigma. Born John Weldon Cale in Oklahoma City back in '38, this guy was the king of chill. He ditched the John to avoid beef with Velvet Underground's John Cale, slapped on the double J like a cowboy brand, and cooked up what folks call the Tulsa sound. Think lazy rivers of blues, a dash of country twang, and grooves so laid back they'd make a sloth jealous. Cale wasn't chasing spotlights. He was a studio rat, engineering his own stuff, hiding behind pseudonyms like he was in witness protection. Obscure trivia alert. He once turned down a gig with Elvis because, get this, he didn't want to tour. Elvis, the king. Cale's like, nah, I'm good with my guitar and a hammock. Now, fast forward to '76. Cale's holed up, probably in some wood-paneled den smelling of cigarette smoke and inspiration. He's seen the drug scene chewing up friends. Cocaine's everywhere, from Hollywood Hills to Tulsa back alleys. So he pens cocaine for his album Troubadour. Lyrics? Straight-up anti-drug jab. If you want to hang out, you've got to take her out. Cocaine. It's personifying the stuff as a deceitful mistress. She don't lie, she don't lie, she don't lie, cocaine. Boom. It's saying the high's a liar, it'll wreck you. Cale later said it was his way of waving a red flag without preaching like a televangelist. Subtle, sly, pure Cale. But here's the fun twist. What if Cale never wrote it? Imagine the butterfly effect. No cocaine means no boost for Clapton in '77. Maybe Slowhand flops and rock history's a snooze fest. Or worse, what if Cale wrote it about something absurd like his love for okra? She don't fry okra. Nah, that'd vegetable the charts. Self-roast time. I'm vegetating on these puns. They're my caling addiction. But seriously, Cale's reclusive vibe? Legend has it he lived off royalties in a trailer, dodging fame like it was the IRS. Trivia. His influence rippled out. Dire Straits' Mark Knopfler called him a hero, and even Bob Dylan dug his style. Without Cale's spark, cocaine stays a whisper. But fate had other plans, involving a British guitar god with a penchant for covers. Hang on. Next up, how Clapton snatched this tune and turned it into thunder. Enter Eric Clapton, the man they once spray-painted Clapton is God for in London subways. By '77, God's looking a bit mortal. He's kicked heroin, barely, after a 3-year blackout where he basically became a recluse himself, holed up in his Surrey mansion, swapping needles for bottles. But cocaine? Oh, that's his new frenemy. He's snorting lines like they're guitar strings, partying with the who's who of rock excess. Then bam, he rediscovers Cale. Remember, Clapton had already covered Cale's After Midnight back in '70, turning it into a hit and putting Cale on the map. It's like Clapton owed him a favor, or maybe just needed that chill vibe to counter his chaos. So, for his album Slowhand, named after his nickname for slow-playing genius, he's in the studio with producer Glyn Johns, who's wrangling a band that's half-baked on '70s vibes. Recording antics? Picture this. Sessions at Olympic Studios in London, Clapton showing up wired, riffing like a madman. He takes Cale's mellow groove and amps it with that iconic opening lick, da-da-da-dum, that's pure Clapton swagger. Trivia: he added electric guitar layers that made it raw, turning Cale's whisper into a stadium shout. But amid the jams, Clapton's battling demons. He's admitted in interviews that cocaine was fueling the fire, yet the song's lyrics hit home like a gut punch. Ironic, right? Singing an anti-drug tune while knee-deep in the stuff. What if he recorded it straight? Probably sounds like elevator music. She don't lie, yawn, label reactions? Warner Brothers hears it and thinks gold. Slowhand drops in November '77 and cocaine becomes the dark horse. No single at first, Clapton pushed Lay Down Sally instead, but radio DJs latch on, spinning it like crazy. Funny aside, in some markets they censored it, bleeping cocaine like it was a swear word. As if kids weren't already sneaking smokes behind the bleachers. Satirical swipe. Media flips out, calling it a drug anthem, while Clapton's like, dudes, read the lyrics. Ripple effects? The album sells millions, revives Clapton's career post-Cream and Derek and the Dominoes meltdowns. Without it, maybe he's still lost in the sauce. Absurd scenario. What if the song was about baking? She don't pie cocaine. Wait, that doesn't even make sense, much like my baking skills. Roast. I'm half-baked myself with these jokes, they're my dough pea. But the real shenanigans? Clapton's life mirroring the art. He's dating Pattie Boyd, stole her from George Harrison, talk about rock law drama, and the excess is peaking. Yet cocaine sneaks into culture, hinting at bigger storms. Cliffhanger. Would it climb the charts or crash and burn? Spoiler. It soared, but not without some epic faceplants. Boom. '78 rolls in, and cocaine is everywhere. Clapton's version hits number 30 on the Billboard Hot 100, but that's just the tip of the iceberg, or should I say snowcap. It becomes a staple on FM rock radio, the kind of track that gets crowds chanting in arenas. But here's the wild part. People mishear it as a pro-drug jam. She don't lie, cocaine. Sounds like an endorsement if you're half listening through a haze of bong smoke. Debunk time. Both Cale and Clapton have shouted from rooftops, it's anti-drug. Clapton told Rolling Stone it's subtly warning about the lie of the high. Myth busted. No, it's not a love letter to blow, it's a breakup note. But media hysteria? Oh boy. Parents groups freak, calling for bans, like it's the devil's playlist. Satirical jab, as if rock needed more fuel for the satanic panic. Next they'll say the Riff backmasks buy more disco. Fake myth for fun. If you play it backward, it says Eric wants tea. Shocking. Cultural ripples? Massive. It sparks chats on addiction in rock, influencing anti-drug campaigns subtly. Think DA nodding along without realizing. Covers pop up. Nazareth does a gritty take. Even Wyclef Jean flips it hip-hop style. Influence on music? It cements the Tulsa sound in rock lore, inspiring laid-back blues revival. But controversies? Clapton stops playing it live in the '80s after getting sober, saying it felt hypocritical. He resumes later explaining the intent. Absurd what if. Imagine it's about coffee. If your day is done and you want to run, caffeine. Suddenly Starbucks anthems everywhere and baristas are rock stars. pun alert. That'd be a real buzzkill for decaf fans. Self-roast. I'm grinding these jokes like beans. My humor's over-caffeinated. Broader impact. It weaves into addiction narratives, mirroring Clapton's own hell. Rehab stints, near-death overdoses. Rock lore? It joins Lucy in the Sky in the Misunderstood Drug Songs Hall of Fame. Trivia. Banned in some countries for promoting narcotics, yet used in anti-drug PSAs. Ironic genius. And the media swipes? Tabloids paint Clapton as the poster boy for excess, ignoring his cries for help. What if it flopped? No Mythic status, maybe Clapton fades out. But nah, it rose like yeast in a bakery. Hang tight, Legacy's next, where the weirdness endures. Fast forward through decades and cocaine is still kicking like a mule, or a bad habit you can't quit. Clapton's sobriety journey? Epic. By 87, he's clean after hitting rock bottom, pun intended, founding Crossroads Center for Addiction Recovery. He credits the song with forcing him to confront his demons. Now he plays it live with a wink like, "Remember kids, don't do this." Modern references? It's memed to oblivion. She Don't Lie captions everything from politics to pet videos. Films love it. Blasts in Starsky and Amp. Hutch, Bad News Bears remakes, even Grand Theft Auto soundtracks. Trivia. Live evolutions include jam sessions with Cale himself. Their 2006 album, The Road to Escondido, wins a Grammy, blending their styles like a fine whiskey. Cale passes in 2013, but his ghost grooves on. Legacy weirdness? It shaped anti-drug narratives in music, paving way for sober rockers like Alice in Chains' recovery arcs. Debunked myths. No real backmasking, but if there was, it'd probably say, "Eat your veggies." Fake one. Reverse it, and it's Eric naps often. Shocking reveal. Absurd scenario. What if it inspired a cereal? Cocaine flakes. She Don't Lie. They're gret. Tony the Tiger gets cancelled. Roast. My ideas are flaking out. I'm serially pun-addicted. Overall, it's ironic genius. A warning wrapped in a banger, rippling through culture like a stone in a pond. Or a line on a mirror. Ha! Whew, what a trip, huh? Cocaine proves rock's best stories are the messy ones. Genius born from chaos, warnings hidden in hooks. Thanks for hanging with me, your flannel-clad guide through this snowstorm. If you dug it, smash that like, subscribe for more rock riffs and bad puns, and drop your wildest music tales in the comments. What's your guilty pleasure anthem? Share, or I'll assume it's Macarena. Final twist. Remember, if you want to get high, climb a mountain. She Don't Lie, altitude. Peace out.